Today we'll be tackling about the importance of life lessons, self-acceptance, self-love, healing, and empowering growth upon discovering. But first and foremost, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Zilfa, and I am now turning 18 years old. What I love about myself is like I like to listen songs on repeat. I enjoy singing and I talk to cats often. And I think that's all little about me because we don't have much time left. So let's get into our topic. Okay. So first and foremost, of course, we have failures done in our lives because of course we only live once. We're first timers in everything. We try everything and we tend to not win in everything that we do. Sorry for my English is my second language. So it says in the PPT that failure does not define who you are. It is only a part of your journey. Every mistake teaches a lesson, and every setback builds strength. And every challenge helps you grow. What truly defines you is your courage to stand up and keep moving forward despite difficulties. Success is never about failing. It is about to embrace every experience and remember that your greatest achievements often begin with your biggest failures. As a student leader, there are times where I mistakenly do some things that have left all of my members feeling quite sad because I didn't hear out their problems. Whenever they fail, I tend to burst out my anger on them because I'm a perfectionist. I tend to not accept failure as whenever in a serious situations, but I think that that's part of that's wrong. I've learned to accept things as I grew older that was insensitive of me. And now that I'm growing and going into more places that life have led me, I have learned that failures are just a redirection that God has given for us. It does not define who you are. Our mind sometimes thinks negatively in order it takes time for us to really accept failures as another direction into our lives because when we fail, for example for a test, we feel sad and I feel like, oh, there's something that I didn't study well. Why didn't I studied earlier? Instant regrets coming into our lives. And that's another thing that another negative thing or aspect that has pulled me down into reaching my highest potential. So instead of that, let us change our way of thinking of how we see failure. As now, as a grown individual and as a uh, beauty queen who tend to go through a lot, there are times that I really need to understand. Yet I hope that people do understand it also. Because, example, our parents and our families and our environment also affects us. So you have to choose your environment wisely. Or it's better to be alone and to reflect on everything that you have um, chosen because of course life has options and you need to pick the best one that suits you. But sometimes we pick the things uh, that are unexpected. Life gives you um, rocks, but instead you throw bread at them. That's a saying in the Philippines, actually, that when life gives you hard memories or things that you do not carry, you need to silently accept it and move on with life. That's another aspect that you should know whenever you fail because like I said, failure is a redirection. It does not define who you are or who you will become. Next is Healing. Of course, when you accept failure as a redirection, there's a part of you that heals. A part of you that says, like, oh, this is okay. It's part of life. It's just teaching me things that I'm unaware of. Because everything is new to us. And when we try, there's either two options: either you fail or you learn. But let's rethink of that. It's either you win or you learn. There's no failure in trying. It's always, I always encourage my classmates, my brothers, sisters, and my fellow friends to at least try on everything because you only have one life. And you cannot, like, I don't want hearing any like, oh, Zilfa, I've regretted my decisions. You were right. I should have tried. I don't want hearing any of that. Like, I want you to say yes to that opportunity because opportunities does not come by. It's just like, it's just it's just a, it's just like it's passing by your life and they're not coming back anymore. And that is why let us accept things and heal quietly in an environment where you can grow, just like plants. So, healing is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, patience, and courage to recover from pain, disappointment, or losses. And true healing does not mean forgetting what happened, it means learning to move forward with hope and strength. Every step, no matter how small, is progress. By giving yourself grace and choosing to keep going, you allow yourself to grow into a stronger and wiser person. There's an analogy that I had encountered or I have read wherein there's this single flower growing in a single pot. And that flower did not grow. It was small. But like the owner thought like, oh, that's the style of the flower. It won't grow, it's just small. But then her friend came by at her house, who is a florist, and said that, why is your flower so small? I forgot the name of the flower, but like she asked like that kind of flower is supposed to grow big. And you should have not put that flower into a smaller pot because it damages its roots. It's not healing. You're breaking it. So it is important to put yourself into situations or to places that you're able to grow and to heal peacefully. Not to fit in into these types of norms that we call nowadays just for you to get acknowledged by people who tend to have no taste in life, have no authenticity, and they're not real. They're just social media advocates. They don't have like any personality left. I think like most of like the kids that are so exposed of social media has become so addicted that they don't even know who they are anymore. And when they heal in that kind of way and like always looking at their phones and never going to places, never going out where like they reflect and they take time with everything because healing takes time and healing does not require you to always be around with people. It sometimes requires you to be alone and to reflect upon yourself and to like remove yourself from that pot that is so little. It's not giving you any places to grow bigger, and that is why it is important for you to stay focused and allow yourself to grow in places you never thought you would fit in. Always discover, remember that. Next thing in the slide is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance means embracing who you are, your strengths, weaknesses, success, and imperfections. It is about recognizing your own worth without constantly comparing yourself to others. Accepting yourself does not mean you stop growing. It means you chose to grow with kindness and patience. Instead of self criticism, when you accept yourself, you build confidence. inner peace, and courage to become the best version of yourself. Now I just want to read it here because like I it took so much time to like make this, but anyways, scratch that. What it says here is to embrace your strengths, weaknesses, success, and imperfections. Now, during in my pageant days, I am always insecure. That's the truth. I'm sometimes insecure because, like, a lot of girls that are there present are very beautiful. Yes, and I sometimes like compare myself to them. That yes, I've healed. Yes, I've accepted my failures, and I can redo it, and I can like heal again. It takes time, but there is still some part of me that I haven't accepted myself, and that's a mindset that I cut off because like that's not healthy anymore. That's not making me that's not making me authentic. That's not helping me to know myself better. And that's not helping me into enjoying or to winning the pageant. Because in winning the pageant, you have to be authentic. You have to be confident about yourself. No matter what imperfections you may have, you have to stand tall and you have to let the judge see, like, this is me. This is who I am. I accept who I am. And I love what I am. That is self acceptance, and I've learned that pretty hard way actually because like there are a lot of toxic people around you whenever you are in pageants. They're always comparing about your beauty and not your inner beauty. So it's very important to choose people and to choose your environment and to always don't listen to people whatever people are saying because like at the end of the day it's the one who is authentic, who is true to herself, and who is kind to everyone, and who is brave and had the courage enough to have the audacity to stand tall and to be at the center of her story. That's what I've learned into pageantry. Also in journalism, you have to always be truthful. You have to always have factual events going on, and you have to be authentic of yourself. There are times where like I see other radio broadcasters or journalists copying a voice of another radio broadcaster, and I sometimes like I don't like that kind of like attitude or like what they're doing because they're not accepting their true voice. We've accepted you because like of how you delivered and not how you imitate someone else's voice. So I would like to see a very truthful and authentic person right in front of me, proud of their voices, and they are confident with the way they deliver a speech, with the way they deliver a news. That is why it's very important to have self acceptance. Because if you don't know yourself, how will you accept yourself? That's a question I would like for you to wonder. Know yourself and
No way the
of
first where I'm sitting right.
failures and journey, your overall journey, is the people around you. For example, your friends. Your friends play an important role in shaping your personality and the person you are becoming. The people you spend the most time with influence your thoughts, attitude, habits, and decisions. Supportive and positive friends encourage you to grow, make wise choices, and become the best version of yourself. That is why it is important to choose friends who inspire you, respect your value, and help you become a better person. Sorry for the background noise. I'm beside a very big highway. Anyways, going back to friends. Everyone knows the quote, tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. So basically, your friends are a major brings a major like impact into the way that you are shaping yourself. You need friends because there are your support system. You alone are a tower, but a tower cannot really build itself. You need people You need people to build like your tower, just like the poem Scaffolding. The poem Scaffolding by I forgot the author, but I will do pin it in the comments below if I remember. The poem Scaffolding. It's about like a man using a scaffolding, like I don't know what it's called, but anyways, he uses that in order to build up his walls, and then his walls represents the overall experience and the struggles of his life that he had learned to. I'm very sorry for that. He had learned to build his self-respect, but in a way that's not how do you call this? In a way that's not actually portraying any like I forgot what it's like. Okay. In the way that he's not actually like mentioning any of his names or his friends or like his previous sufferings or his journey. It's not. It's just like a poem of his scaffolding. But that poem had a lot of impact to those readers because a poem has a lot of meanings to different viewers. The author had purposely wrote that. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Seamus Haney. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Please do correct me. But anyways, I recommend you guys to read that poem. It's just a short poem and it's very good. It's very inspiring. It helps you understand how to build your boundaries and how to build your friendship, how to build your family, how to build your self-respect and many more, etc. Anyways, going back to friends, your environment does matter because like a house does not only stand with the roof on top. You need, of course, what do you call this? Yes, the materials, like these kinds of things. Like, in order for you to become um, whole, to become more durable, and to withstand all storms, of course. That is why if it's okay to not have friends. You alone is you're very strong if you're alone, actually, but that's okay. I encourage everyone to have a support system and also have a self support system because everything starts inside. I don't know if I explained that well, but, anyways, let's go to the other side because time is running. The other side, okay, let's transition into another topic, which is empowering growth. Now, I had a lot of journeys and I had a lot of failures, and like I really had time to rethink about everything and had learned a lot of things and to really accept a part of me that is very hard to accept until now, actually. But yeah, I'm still am growing. I had a lot of time and I need to take everything slow, and you should too. Anyways, going back to empowering growth. Empowering growth means believing in your ability, like healing, to learn, improve, and reach your full potential. It starts with having confidence in yourself, self acceptance, and embracing challenges that life may give to you. Because, like, let's be fair, life isn't fair. So let's play it unfair. You give life the other version of you, or you there's a actually a trick for that. I myself am a very insecure person back then. But then, the wizard Liz, if you know her, Liz from YouTube, she actually told her viewers to think what would your greater and more improved self would think. I don't know if I get it right. I don't know if you get it, but it's like basically your perfect version of you. You imagine what your perfect version would, the way she thinks, the way she talks, The way she like basically moves and the way she handles everything. Though imagine her doing all these stuff in your present situation. And in that part, it gives you motivation. It did give me motivation. Like what would my perfect self do? What would my very confident self do in this situation? Oh, I think she would do this. So of course, it inspired me to be that. And constantly thinking about that to the point where I had self-absorbed it and had become the greatest version of myself. Still not greatest, I'm still growing. But anyways, I've come to achieve the version that's in my head. Because I constantly think what would my greater version would do. It gives me inspiration and it gives me empowerment in growing. But the overall empowerment of going is to learn, of course, your experiences and to enjoy your journey. Every journey is like a roller coaster. There's ups, there's downs, and there's twirls all around. And there's time where you get sick and then you get puke and then you then stop. And then everything goes up and then goes down again. You get what I mean. Life ain't fair. So that is why we need to be ready. Because I've heard from someone, a quote for someone that has changed me. No one is ever ready. It's a decision to be ready. It's a decision to grow. And your growth actually impacts not only yourself, but the people around you. That's why I'm encouraging like every like people that are suffering, especially with mental health, to grow and to self accept, to accept themselves for who they truly are. You don't have to adjust to a world where normal people live in when you can be extraordinary. Anyways, let's go back to empowerment of growth. Growth is not about being perfect. You don't have to be perfect because you're already perfect. It is about making progress every day, staying determined, learning from experience, and supporting others along the way. You become stronger, wiser, and more capable in achieving your goals. So always keep that in mind. Okay, and now, it's a little bit laggy. I would like to leave a little quotation. Time is running. Anyway, I would like to leave a little quotation for you guys to always keep in mind. Wait a minute. Tablet's lagging. There it is. Are you seeing it? Hello? Oh my gosh.
I can't see it. I in
Is
my
it lag?
end, it's not processing it.
Oh, I'm very sorry for technical difficulties. Are you now seeing it? Or is it open? Oh, I think not.
Yes, it is. It is.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone is seeing it. Because I think in my end I'm not seeing it. Okay, thank you. Anyways, this code, I made it myself actually because with all of my trials, I made this when I was at my deepest, darkest point of life. But it gave potential, it gave me inspiration, and others too. So I would like it to share it to you too. And it's believing in your potential, embracing your journey, and never stop becoming the person you were meant to be. Fun fact, I made this when I was like back in pageantry and a few last year actually. And I wrote this at the backstage where like I was very like anxious. I was self-doubting myself, and then I got called at top 5. And I cried, of course. But there's no time for crying at that moment because I was already at top 5 and I was like, you need to be ready. Wipe the tears away. My makeup artist said. But anyways, this gave me nostalgia and this gave me inspiration. And I hope like everyone would be inspired also, and the ones that are present here, to always believe in your potential and to embrace every journey, because every journey and every road is not always safe. It's not always smooth. There are always rocks, there are always steeps, and there are always times where it's muddy and it's gonna be dirty. And to also keep in mind to never stop learning. You should always be open to every experience, into learning, into shaping to the person you are becoming. Believe me, this Zilfa right here was never supposed to be alive. I swear. Like, I was so depressed back then, but then someone approached me and like talked things out to me about like mental health issues, and she understood me and I felt seen. And she said a quote or like a phrase. I think it was like, never truly give up, because if you give up, you regret everything. And when you regret everything, you'll just want to give up more. And there's no space for you to grow anymore, to have wonder in your life, because you don't have the curiosity anymore to learn. You're ending it. And that is why that what she said really struck me. Because like I've questioned myself also. Like, why am I like holding myself back into grabbing opportunities, into like going into opportunities and going into places, even though if I fail, at least I tried. And then there's just another door that will open, and then another door that will open. That's what life has taught me. Like, it's never truly your day, as always. There are times where God gives us blessings, and there are times where He gives us lessons to not boast and to always remain humble in life, and to be grateful to the people who had supported us and who are with us in every trial and every hardship, and to the people who supported us quietly. They matter too. And of course, ourselves, because it's at the end of the day, we only have ourselves to worry with, and to actually, we only have ourselves to become better. We don't need anyone else actually. Those are just those are just like motivations and like people who supported you to become better, of course, and to influence you. But it all starts from you, your decision, your decision to listen to them, and your decision to listen to the good side of life. That's what's beautiful about it, about you choosing yourself and knowing yourself more. That is why it's okay to sometimes reach out for help for people whenever you're too exhausted, or to talk things out, or just like when everything's getting too overwhelming or getting too stressful, just go out, take a walk, give yourself a timeout, and then reflect on everything. Sleep a little. There's no like there's no punishment if you just rest a little, like literally. You just need you just need to give yourself time, because sometimes things gets overwhelming, and overworking yourself sometimes leads to you destroying your body, and your body is a whole temple. You should take care of it also, and you should take care of your mental health also, and your environment. That's a big aspect, because it really influences you. It's a bigger impact of influence actually than and social media also. I see a lot of people getting addicted to stuff. I think like in my opinion, we should like go into outside and volunteer things and do activities that require more action rather than like staying all day and looking at your phone. But that's just an opinion. There are people who enjoy um, being alone, and just I just don't recommend that. But anyways, I think going back to our like quotation, I think it's better if you actually know yourself. How can you be authentic if you don't know yourself? That's like the biggest number one question in pageantry and journalism and of course in student leadership. You have to know yourself and you had to and stand corrected or anything. Oh, was it? Oh, okay, to stand confident. Sorry, to stand confident and to never let those words or like rumors or bullies get like any parts of you. Like just ignore them. They're not part of your plan. Anyways, to conclude everything here, I would like to leave a message, and that is life does not give you flowers every day. It gives you rocks, it gives you rain, it gives you sunshine, and it gives you spring, winter, and autumn. There are times where you bloom, there are times where you do not bloom, there are times where you're cold, there are times that are hot, there are times that are hard and stormy, but there are times that are clear. So always remember, your journey does not stick into one setting. It's a different kinds of setting, and it's important to accept, to learn, and to move on. That's all. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Even though I'm a little, you can.
Thank you so much, Zilfa. Can we give Zilfa an applause, please, everyone? That's right. That was very inspiring of you, and your take on authenticity and self acceptance left a huge impression in all of us. I'm sure of that. And the fact that you connected it to your experiences and these different kinds of experiences that you've had, it really shows us that life truly is hard, but the only way that we can overcome it is to keep going. One sentence that really was like, really left with me was when you said, "No one is ever ready. It's a decision to grow." And I'm sure that I'll be passing that on to a few people as well who really need to hear it. I just want to know, like, this is just like one question that I've been meaning to ask since you have gone through a lot of things. I just want to know what your coping skills were when you were going through your most hardest moments. Um, Cite at least one to two.
Oh, one of are, of course, talking to myself. No, I'm not crazy. I talk to myself, and it like things that I need to reflect on, so that there are sometimes words that I cannot tell people, but I would be comfortable of it when I tell it with no one's around, especially in my room. I talk a lot. And second thing is I pray to God. I always ask God for guidance. And whenever things don't go my way, of course, I pray to God and then ask for guidance and for reassurance that everything's going to be all right. And the third tip is to actually ask my friends or to um, ask for comfort or for them to just listen to me for a few minutes. That's why I said earlier that your environment, the way you choose your friends, is very important because they're also your support system. I think that's all that I've had.
If anybody else wants to ask a question, you can open your mics or you can comment down the questions.
Okay, does no one have a question? Oh, no. I think no one has a question. If so, then I conclude everything. That's all. Thank you for listening.
Uh, I would
That was
like to
just
whenever you have questions, want to or you weren't confident enough to say in her contacts.
oh yes, at me through my Instagram, my Facebook. I didn't put my email there because like I'm not very active in my Gmail or emails or anything because there's a lot of like activities or notifications always sending. So please do reach me in this platforms if you ever had any questions or you want me to give you tips into like journalism, whatever that is, into life, your mental health, your self growth, and like self acceptance, authenticity, anything about what I've said here so far, you can DM me.
Thank you so much, Zilfa. Let's wrap this up. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope to see you in the next MindBridge session. You can see all of the oh, yes, Mateen, you're raising your hand.
No, thanks.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you need any more updates regarding this meeting or any other meetings in the future, it will be in the MindBridge account. So please stay updated. That will be all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.